I think that I'm like scrubbing out the tum. Okay, so I'm emptying out the tub. And I was just like, I really don't want to just give up and go to the dark side. You know, like the whole idea of going to the dark side, having to choose a side over the other. It's like completely dismissing the fact that we have both. It's like made up to get it in people's heads that you have to choose a side, that you have to not appreciate both sides of yourself, because we have both. We have a light side and we have like a nasty dark side. It's not even nasty. Sometimes it's just there to help you, even though it's not productive at all, and you don't learn anything by doing mean shit to people, that's for sure, or being a bully. But the whole idea of having to choose, do you go to the light side or do you go to the dark side? Do you choose blue or do you choose red? And by the way, that commercial's stupid. Choose the blue pill and procrastinate and continue to procrastinate. What are you trying to say? That both are not valid, both don't have the whole idea of having free will and having a choice? And that doesn't matter if you choose the red or the blue or the light or the dark, it's still a choice, and that there are lessons to be learned on either side and they're both fucking valid? How is that not taught? Why is it that you have to choose one side or the other, which is perpetuating this whole fucking idea of like an internal war? If you think about it, from within outwards, if you have the entire world of your own inside and you have a light and a dark side and you're only picking one side, that means you're completely dismissing the other side. It means you're not loving yourself fully. Again, with the 4D, the whole idea, they count 1, 2, 3 steps. 3 steps to this, 3 steps to that. Well, you're before the 5D, which is, I believe, the spiritual, where you manifest everything before it comes into physical matter. They're skipping a step, which is self-love, in order to get to the 5D. 1, 2, 3 is great, but what about the 4D? What about 4? The 4th step. What about self-love? Why do we have to separate one side from the other? Why do you have to choose? Why do you not have to do the work to understand both sides of yourself? Why is it being taught that we only have to choose one side or the other? Or if we choose something over the other, that we're bad in any way? Yeah, you do bad shit and you hurt another person, that's your karma, it's going to come back on you, and it's not a good idea to do that. Give full energy to one side or the other and not appreciate both. It's not always the greatest idea to let the dark side take the wheel and steer. You would have to be a completely hurt individual, okay, or altered in some way in order not to feel any emotion at all. If you're altered to the state that you have no emotion at all, that's concerning. And I know they play around with shit all the time with the foods and all this other crap in the 3D, and I understand all that, and I don't know the full science to it, but I know manipulating and trying to play a higher entity with DNA and all this stuff is not a good idea. If they are doing things to alter things in order for people not to have emotions, thinking that that's the answer, just so they don't have to acknowledge the darker side of themselves or take a look at their own shadow, or so that they don't have to do their own work, so that they skip a step, which is the 4D, thinking that they're going to get to some enlightenment, or that the next generations can be some fucking bots or, drones or mindless fucking beings that don't get to experience the full experience of being a human, which is emotion. The Rainbow Bridge is a thing. Pretty sure Kermit the Frog was talking about the fucking Rainbow Bridge. The rainbow signifies it's made up of water, correct? Which is emotion. And it's usually after a storm, which in my personal opinion is emotion as well. And where do your emotions come from? Your brain. Okay? So the whole idea of ignoring the darker side of things and not going through that portion of it and not getting to experience that fucking rainbow bridge, your happiness, your joy and stuff coming out of that experience of emotion, letting it flow through you so you can learn whatever lessons you need to in order to get to a higher state, a higher vibration, ignoring that altogether and trying to make people emotionally inept in any way is a fucking dumb idea just because of their own fear. They're literally afraid of their own fucking shadow, and they're making everybody else suffer, and they're not giving people a fair playing field, and they're withholding information, and they're fully aware of this stuff, and they're not telling everybody, and it's just, no. If there was a referee coming in, I'm gonna fucking say some stuff, because I see some stuff, I'm gonna say it. The playing field is not equal. And in order to have any sort of game to be fair, you need to make it equal. So there's nothing against Star Wars or any of those things, and I'm a fan as well of the videos and stuff, but I gotta ultimately say, if you have to choose one side or the other, or it's just a continuous battle, that's symbolic in itself. It's literally symbolic in itself. It's your internal battle from within. And the whole idea of using lightsabers, I don't even know. Like, I mean, they have different colors and stuff like that, but even that light, I don't know. Anyways, I thought that was interesting.